I want to kind of take this topic and kind of drill down from kind of a national, state, down to local level perspective, and talk a little bit about some of the trends that are affecting site selection. And I think one of the biggest ones on a national level right now is what you hear is reshoring or nearshoring. And basically what that is that means producing in the U.S. what was previously produced offshore. So it could be synonymous with reindustrialization of the U.S., right? And that means securing the U.S. manufacturing supply chain, reinvigorating innovation, and bringing more jobs back to the U.S.
Right.
And to do that, though, is requiring massive increases in investment in automation, but more importantly, the training and education of the workforce that we haven't had to have in the last 30, 40 years. And that need it's really less of a, right now, of a labor shortage, I think, that we're seeing, and it's more of a skill shortage. So that component for reshoring or nearshoring to be successful, aside from the investment dollars, there's got to be investment in the upskilling of the existing workforce to handle the jobs that are needed because of the automation like we talked about earlier. And I think a key theme with regards to that today is that companies, manufacturers, have moved beyond looking at low-cost sources and are rather planning for supply chain risks that are bigger than what they experienced during the 2020 COVID-19 kind of scenario. Those things that could cause massive disruptions. And they're focusing more on that, getting away from one concept is the just-in-time inventory model to a just-in-case inventory model is an example of that. And then the focus really has been they're moving, ensuring that their manufacturing is co-located with engineering, and they're putting a much more high value on that quick delivery capability, which is forcing them to be closer to their local sources. And just to encapsulate what that really means is it's really all about regionalizing the local supply chain, right?
Right.
Getting it closer,
Going back to the way
reducing the risk.
it used to be.
Correct. Yeah.
And it's funny how we've oscillated as a global community and as a global economy to where we're oscillating back to more regional sourcing of raw materials, regional sourcing of training and education. We're seeing a much more high interest in enterprises, corporations, manufacturers, wanting to very closely partner with local trade colleges and universities, more so than we've ever seen. And they realize how critical those interlinks are. I think it's very important for the health of the national economy to see that happening, because COVID-19, the government and the industrial reaction to that globally really showed how fragile the supply chain is for raw materials and for finished products.
Yeah, and it wasn't that those gaps or those risks didn't already exist.
They did exist.
COVID-19 did.
They were exposed.
It exposed them. Yeah,
that's right.
Exactly.
That's exactly what happened. And so I think that you're going to see more regionalization of manufacturing. I think it also puts San Angelo to kind of oscillate back to that in a really good position, just because of our central location in North America. So we're south of the central location of the actual United States. But if you look at North America, which includes Mexico, which is one of our largest trading partner behind Canada, barely behind Canada, San Angelo is it's a very sweet spot for manufacturing and for distribution, because you can obviously get north, south, east, west. You can get to the coasts almost the same time.
Right. You can get to your ports within 6-7 hour drive before your tractor trailer's got to shut down and go on crew rest.
That's right.
I mean, that's hugely important.
I think a lot of people don't understand that too. That the actual over-the-road shipping is run more like an airline, other than it used to be, say, 15 years ago, where it was just hop in a rig and go for it. You're run like it's like an airline pilot. You have extremely strict, electronically monitored road time. And that cargo will stop once that driver safety marker point is hit. which sets up a lot of opportunities. And we've actually seen a lot of transload and over-the-road shipping companies that have hubbed themselves here. Ironically, 2 of them from Canada,
Yeah.
from Alberta, because they see that central location. We'll talk more about that in a second.
Well, I'll add to that. My experience was when I initially came back to San Angelo, I worked for Johnson & Johnson here. Initially, I managed the warehousing and the shipping and receiving department. And I had trucks going back and forth to Mexico out via El Paso every single day. I had trucks multiple times a week coming in from the Port of Houston. And I was shipping out 2 trucks a day, one to our domestic distribution center, which was getting there by the next morning, and then I was also shipping product internationally. And interestingly enough, you'd never guess it, though, that from San Angelo, smack dab in the middle of Texas for the most part, I could get product destined for Japan out of our garage door at DFW Airport and on a jet and landing in Tokyo within 48 hours.
48 hours.
Just at a
Coming
little
from
bitty
San
old
Angelo, Texas.
That's right, yeah. So it's amazing, one, the strategic location and the logistics capabilities that we have, being close to the highways, having the rail capabilities, having our regional airport for cargo capabilities. That strategic location is extremely important.